Welcome to the Aaron Show. I have an amazing kind of a process I'd like to share with you. I had an email that got sent to me several weeks ago from Kale Vandercam, and I was unable to respond. I'm kind of sad because it was for her class, and I'm sure her class is over, and that she doesn't necessarily need my response for her class. But I think the questions she asked were really great, and I think they're useful for not just herself, for other individuals that are trying to understand other races and uh, get a better understanding of cultural ethnic groups around them. So I'm going to answer her questions via video and hope you accept my apology. But I think these questions could help you in life, not necessarily in a class for A or B, but help you maybe expand that area and just how you interact with other cultural groups, particularly African Americans, since that's the question that's asked upon me, if that makes any sense. First question: what does it mean to you to be a member of this ethnic group? What does it mean to be part of the African American ethnic group? For me, I feel like it means to be human in a way. Not that you're not human if you're not African American, but for me, it's just the way I am. It's how I exist. It means that I am part of a history that is pretty tragic, but also has a lot of triumphs. And the reason why I can interact with the world in the way that I do is because individuals that were part of my ethnic group and those that were supporting my ethnic group allowed us, and we pushed. So therefore, the history kind of reveals that change is possible. And I think it's a very proud, not arrogant, but simply a proud of the history that the African American culture comes with, if that makes any sense. Okay, next question. Um, when did you, when and how did you become aware of your membership in this cultural group? I think I was in kindergarten. I was going to Cypress Elementary School, and a young man came to me and said, "You need to take a bath because you're dirty." And I thought, "No, I took a bath. I'm not dirty." He goes, look at my skin. It's clean. Yours is dirty because you're black." And I was kind of stunned, and I went home and told my mother this story, and she explained to me that I wasn't dirty. I was clean. It's just that my skin tone was darker than the other child's. And the next day was kind of interesting because I told him that I wasn't dirty and that I was just the way I am. And he goes, "Look, when you scratch your skin, it turns white. You just gotta scratch it all off, and you'll turn white all over." He thought, the ash that would, you could scratch the black off. And I explained to him you couldn't scratch it off. But this is kindergarten down in Fontana. This is back when I was in kindergarten, 28 now, so you can do the math. It's kind of shocking, but young people kind of absorb from the adults above them. And I think that was the first time and kind of I had a discussion, interaction with the public about my ethnic group, someone outside of my family. And I've had many others since then, but those were, I think, my first memories of being African American and knowing that my skin color was different. All right, next question. Do you believe there are stereotypes associated with your cultural group? If so, what are these stereotypes, and when did you become aware of these stereotypes? Wow, there are so many stereotypes associated with African Americans, that we're lazy, that we're hypersexual, that we're extra violent, that we're unintelligent but yet good with our hands, that we can dance really good, that we like watermelon and chicken. There's this whole bunch of horrific, great stereotypes associated with African Americans. But I think when I first became aware of the stereotypes was probably when I started school publicly. I started public school in 5th grade in Oakland, and then I got transferred to Pinion Mesa. Long story how that happened, but I was in Pinion Mesa, and I remember I got lunch detention for something I didn't do, but yet was accused of. And when I was walking around collecting trash, because Pinion Mesa, I don't still do that, but they have you collect trash for your lunch detention. and people would say stuff like, "Come here, nigger, come over here and get my trash," or "You slave," and they would say things like this to me, and obviously deny it when I try and tell the proctor that they ever said anything. I was on detention, so no one's going to listen to me. And what happened, my mother came to school the next day to talk to the dean, and they took me and my mother to a very isolated place, like out of the dean's office, across campus, into another room, and really was prepared for this huge, hood crazy argument, screaming, which I think under the circumstances was appropriate. But my mother never yelled at the gentleman, but articulately asked what happened and how it came down. And what I realized in hindsight is they were really, really expecting a lot of aggressiveness, uncouth behavior, and not a refined, loving mother to come in and support their child that was being wronged in a not so fair and not so healthy environment called Pima Mesa. I hope Pima Mesa is not the same school it was when I was attending there way back in the day, but I don't know. I have to talk to some students that are going there. Um, have you ever been personally affected by prejudice and or racism? Oh, I think I'm gonna get part 2 for this video. That's gonna be part of part 2. I'll end it right here. Peace.